On May 17, 2001, a 17-year-old girl walked out of her house in Phoenix, Arizona, and was never seen again. Her name was Alissa Turney. Her stepfather told police she ran away. He said she was rebellious, troubled, angry. But what investigators would later uncover inside that home? Thousands of hours of secretly recorded conversations, hidden surveillance, control so obsessive it bordered on paranoia. And for years, the one person who claimed to be searching for her may have been the reason she disappeared. This is the story of Alissa Turney. Phoenix, Arizona, early 2000s. Alissa Turney was just weeks away from graduating high school. To outsiders, she seemed like a typical teenager. Friends, a boyfriend, plans for the future. But inside her home, things were very different. The family dynamic. Alissa's biological mother had died of cancer when she was young. After that, her stepfather, Michael Turney, became the dominant figure in the household. And by dominant, we don't mean strict. We mean controlling in a way that made people uncomfortable. Michael ran the house like a prison. He monitored Alissa's movements. He tracked who she talked to. He controlled where she went. He controlled when she came home. Friends would later say Alissa confided in them about how suffocating it felt. She wasn't allowed privacy. She wasn't allowed independence. She wasn't even allowed to close her bedroom door. But it went deeper than that, much deeper. The surveillance years later, police would discover something chilling. Michael Turney had installed recording devices throughout the house. He recorded phone calls, he recorded conversations, he recorded arguments. Investigators would later recover over 3,000 hours of secretly recorded audio. 3,000 hours. That's not protective parenting. That's obsession. He claimed he was documenting abuse, that Alissa was manipulative, that she was out of control. But none of the recordings showed what he claimed. Instead, they painted a picture of a teenager trying to survive in a house ruled by fear. The day she disappeared, May 17, 2001. Michael later told police that morning started with an argument. He claimed Alissa was upset, that she wanted to move out, that she was threatening to leave. According to him, she walked out of the house around 11 a.m. And that was it. She was gone. He told police she ran away to California. He even produced a handwritten note he claimed Alissa left behind. The note suggested she was leaving voluntarily, that she was angry, that she didn't want to be found, but there was a problem. Her friends said she had no plans to run away. She was about to graduate. She had future plans. She had been talking about escaping the house, yes, but legally, safely, after graduation, not like this. The immediate aftermath. When Alissa didn't show up to school, when she stopped answering calls, when days passed, her friends panicked. Michael, however, remained calm. Too calm. He told people she had a history of running away, that this was just another episode, that she'd come back. But weeks turned into months. Months turned into years, and Alissa never returned. As time passed, Michael began telling a very specific story about Alissa. He claimed she was dangerous. He claimed she had mental health issues. He claimed she was unstable. It's a pattern seen in controlling personalities. Isolate, discredit, control the narrative. If everyone believes the victim is troubled, then suspicion fades, but something never sat right with investigators. See, what a lot of people thought was odd was that Michael had a police background in the past. But when his stepdaughter goes missing, he doesn't want to speak with police. He knows the process that takes place when a person goes missing, but he didn't want to talk. It just comes off concerning when someone that lives under your house and your care goes missing and you go silent.
You have a background in law enforcement.
Yes, I do.
you know that oftentimes the first person they look as suspect might be family members.
They always look at the family member first. That's just standard 101 investigations.
So why take it as such an insult?
I didn't take it as an insult. I took it as fighting with someone for 6 or 7 years to get them to do what I wanted them to do.
But Mr. Turney, by refusing to answer their questions, as a former law enforcement person yourself,
I didn't refuse to answer their questions.
Don't you see how that would raise eyebrows?
No, because that's a lie. I didn't refuse to answer questions. They were calling me every day, asking me questions every single day. Every day.
But they wanted to sit down with you.
And they would have gotten that. All they had to do was set the time and the place, and it would have certainly occurred.
Well, let's clear some of the things that they're saying about you.
No, that's fine.
At the beginning, the detectives were very focused on Heimer. They thought maybe he had done it. But as they began to interview her friends, some disturbing things start to surface.
Oh, yeah.
And they say that among them was the feeling that you were obsessed with her. You've heard this before.
It's on the affidavit, yes.
That you were very controlling.
Yes.
And very strict. That you had her sign contracts. You followed her around. You interviewed parents of any new friends of hers. Do you feel that went far beyond what a normal parent would do?
Oh, it depends on who you talk to. If it would avoid anything happening to my daughter, yes, I don't think it was far beyond. At the time, I look back at it because she ran away as a result of that. Yeah, of course I feel bad about it.
Other people said you were demeaning to Alissa, that you made her feel stupid.
That's an absolute lie. I wouldn't allow that with Alissa because I want Alissa to have good self-esteem of herself.
But her friends said that you were demeaning to her. You called her stupid. In a phone call that has surfaced since then, you called Alissa.
Really? See, I'm not aware of that.
It's on a recording.
Well, then fine. Let's bring all the recordings out. I got no problem with that.
Did you call her that?
Did I call her? I don't remember. I very well could have one time when I was mad at her. Who knows?
That's demeaning.
I guess it is.
Now, I want to ask you something. Does this look like the face of someone who misses his stepdaughter? The interviewer just told him he was being degrading, and he smirks and says, well, I guess it is. See, at moments like this that just proves to so many he had to have had some kind of involvement in this disappearance. Now, I'm not saying you need to grieve in front of others, but a smirk and comment like that doesn't exactly help prove your innocence. I mean, just by the way he's answering these questions, does it really look like she was making up these accusations about her stepfather? This is just one interview, but after further research, almost all of his interviews are like this. Slick comments and no empathy, no emotion. It's almost like he knows there's no evidence to the case and he got away with it. But here's a theory for you. Alissa finally decides she's running away. She's had enough of her stepfather's crazy control and constant monitoring and threats. But to him, that's what he enjoys most in his life. He loves the control, he loves watching what she's doing every minute of the day. And when she finally decides to leave, he loses it. He can't bear the thought of not having control of his almost adult stepdaughter. So in his mind, if I can't have her, no one can. Now this is just a theory, but to be believed by many that this is the truth. Almost 20 years later, we still don't know. Will we ever know? Let's dive a bit deeper and see if we can find out. Years later, in 2008, the case took a dramatic turn. Michael Turney walked into an FBI office with an explosive claim. He said there was a massive conspiracy, that a local union was responsible for Alissa's disappearance, that they were targeting him. It sounded paranoid. And when authorities searched his home, what they found was alarming. Weapons, explosives, hundreds of rounds of ammunition, but no evidence of a union conspiracy. Instead, investigators started looking harder at him, which did not go in his favor, because in 2020, nearly 2 decades after Alissa vanished, Michael Turney was arrested and charged with second-degree murder. Prosecutors believed the answer had been inside that house all along. They argued Alissa wasn't a runaway, she was a victim. And the person closest to her was the one who benefited most from her silence. Here's what makes this case so disturbing. It's not just that a teenager disappeared. It's the environment she lived in. Total surveillance, no privacy, emotional control, isolation from peers, constant monitoring. Experts later described Michael's behavior as coercive control, the kind of psychological dominance that strips someone of autonomy. When someone controls who you talk to, where you go, how you're perceived, what people think about you, that's not parenting, that's imprisonment. In 2023, after years of waiting, Michael Turney went to trial. But in a shocking development, the judge acquitted him before the case even went to the jury. The reasoning: insufficient evidence to prove murder beyond a reasonable doubt. No body, no direct proof, no witnesses, just years of suspicion. Michael walked free. Alissa is still missing. Think about this. A teenage girl tells friends she feels controlled, watched, suffocated. She plans to leave soon, graduate, start fresh. Then suddenly, she vanishes. And the one person who controlled every aspect of her life is the last known person to see her. To this day, her body has never been found. No confirmed sightings, no verified contact, nothing. It's as if she disappeared into thin air. Sometimes the most terrifying monsters aren't strangers in the dark. They're the people inside your home, the ones who claim to protect you, the ones who say they know what's best. Alissa Turney wanted independence, she wanted freedom, and just weeks before she could legally step into it, she vanished. No goodbye, no closure, no justice, just silence, and a house that once recorded everything, except the truth. If you made it to the end of the video, please let me hear your thoughts down in the comments section below. And as always, thanks for watching.